Hello students, good morning. Now today we will study the poem Night of the Scorpion, line by line. We will study the text of the poem. So as I've already given you the introduction of the poet Nizam and also the summary of the poem, but still just to recap, I'll just give you a brief introduction once again. So Nizam was born in 1924 and he died in 2004. He was born in India to an Indian Jewish family. He studied in Bombay and London. He wrote 8 collections of poetry and won the Sahitya Academy Award for a volume called The Latter-day Psalms. He was also a renowned playwright, art critic, lecturer, and editor. As I've told you in my previous lesson that he was editor of poetry section of the Illustrated Weekly, which was an English magazine. He is credited with beginning the modernist movement, that is modernism was a movement or style in 20th century art, architecture and literature characterized by a deliberate departure from tradition and the invention of new forms. So this movement in India and was one of India's best known poets. He's a very renowned poet, and you have 2 poems of his prescribed in your syllabus. One is Night of the Scorpion and the other is the Enterprise. So first we are doing this poem, Night of the Scorpion. This poem actually it starts in a house at night where it is raining, and a scorpion, in order to take shelter from the rain, comes to the house and hides under the rice sack. And this poem is also about how the scorpion stung the poet's mother and the mother's love for her children. This poem opens in a way that suggests reflection. That is, the speaker remembers. He remembers something. The night his mother was stung by the scorpion. And the speaker specifically remembers this night due to this event. That is, namely, the mother getting stung by a scorpion. And after stinging, the scorpion then flees the scene. But after stinging the mother, the scorpion again goes away in the rain. So this poem actually presents a rural Indian village and its people, and throwing light on their superstitions, on their temperament, and outlook on life, which were prevalent in the poet's time. Nevertheless, this poem also shows the concern and the unity of the village people. That is, the community life in the village is very good. Therefore, this poem is not only a depiction of an incident in the life of the poet's mother, but it is also an overall portrayal of rural India, कि गांव का ग्रामीण माहौल कैसा है गांव में, और कैसे लोग बाग अपना गांव के लोगों में कितनी यूनिटी होती है, कितनी एकता होती है, कितना कंसर्न होता है दूसरे के दुख के प्रति. So this is what is expressed in this poem. Now let's read line by line. Okay. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. That is, now he's remembering the incident. He's remembering the night. I remember the night. That is, he remembered this incident when his mother was bitten by the scorpion. He was a small boy. But now he's writing about this incident after he has grown older. So he says, it is a kind of reflection. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain, that it has been raining for last 10 hours. And because of this rain, the scorpion has crawled beneath the sack of rice. The rain had driven him to crawl beneath the sack of rice. That is, it was not the fault of the scorpion. Now the writer, this small boy, actually who is narrating this poem is in a narrative manner. It is a narrative poem which is relating an incident. So he's saying this the scorpion has crawled beneath the rice just because it had been raining for last 10 hours outside, and the water, there was water everywhere. Parting with his poison flesh of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. Now he's saying that he came and he parting with the poison, as we know that scorpion's sting is in his tail. So he says, parting with his poison, flesh of diabolic tail in the dark room. Now diabolic is very evil, demonic. It's a rakshasi. Now just look at the description, जो ये इसका metaphor है, is a diabolic tail. That is the tail which holds the sting in it. So he actually parted with his poison. Parting means उसको छोड़ के जाना यहाँ पर, to leave the poison in the toe of the mother. So he says, parting with his poison, flesh of diabolic tail in the dark room. Just because it was night time, it was dark, it was raining, so the mother could not see the scorpion, and in that dark room she was stung by the scorpion. But after stinging the mother, the scorpion, he risked the rain again. Again he went out in the rain. He took the risk. उसने रिस्क उठाई, उसने जोखम उठाया और वापस वो बाहर चला गया. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Now here, actually there is a description. In this poem, these peasants, they came like swarms of flies. Now swarms of flies, the way he is describing the thronging of the peasants, the farmers, the villagers. They came in abundance, they came in lots, they came in multitudes. So they came like a swarm of flies, जैसे कि मक्खियाँ एक साथ आती हैं पूरे झुंड में, इस तरह से बहुत सारे लोग वहाँ आए झुंड में. And they buzzed the name of God 100 times, and they started taking the name of God. Now this is a religious belief that if you are stung by a scorpion or if you are bitten by a snake, it is a sort of a punishment which God is giving to you for some evil deed. So they just start praying to the God so that they can be exonerated of this deed. So he says the peasants, they came there and they started praying to God to relieve the pain of his mother, to paralyze the evil one. Now who is this evil one? This evil one is the scorpion. If you look at the heading, the title of the poem says Night of a Scorpion. It is not the night of the mother or night of this. He is giving the whole importance to the scorpion. The scorpion, if you see that anti-hero is the scorpion, or you can say the villain is the scorpion. He is narrating about the scorpion. He says this scorpion it has a very diabolic tail, as we have read in the first stanza. The second, parting his poison flesh of diabolic tail, and now he is again referring to the evil one. That he is trying to say that this scorpion is a symbol of evil, or symbol of the evil forces in religion. Like if you see about Christianity, this is satanic force. This scorpion is a form of Satan. Now he says, with candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. Now who is this? Whom were these villagers searching for? The villagers were searching for the scorpion. The villagers were searching for the scorpion. And this scorpion, actually, he had gone out, and these villagers were looking for him. So with candles and lanterns, because there was no electricity during that time or in that village at that time, so they were holding the lanterns and the candles to search for the scorpion. throwing giant scorpion shadows. Now, as we all know, that when you light a candle, the shadows also fall. So, the shadows of the lantern and of the candles, which was throwing on these villagers and on these places, there was a lot of shadow. उसमें शेडो परछाई बहुत ज़्यादा होती है इसमें, जैसे अपन देखते हैं लैंटर्न में या किसी में, तो जो भी उसका हिस्सा आप उसके सामने आ जाता है तो परछाई बन जाता है. सो इट इज़ ओनली हाफ लाइट एंड हाफ डार्कनेस. सो दे वर ट्राइंग टू look for this scorpion on the in that place all over, and with candles and with lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls. They searched for him and he was not found. They looked for him and he was not found. Who is this he over here? Now he is personifying this scorpion. He is not saying it, he is saying he was not found. This he is actually the scorpion. They had been looking for scorpion and the scorpion was not found. So in these paragraphs, in these stanzas, what do we get? We get an idea that this poem, this incident took place long ago, when this narrator or the boy or the speaker, he was a little boy and now he has grown older. He is describing that night when a scorpion crawled inside their house and stung the mother. And then he is also he is describing the behavior or the temperament of the village people, that they thronged into his house. That is, they came in a lot of numbers to his house. And why did they come? Because they were concerned about the mother of this narrator. And they started looking for the scorpion just to stop him. So in these stanzas we have read what this the incident, the beginning of the incident, and in the next session I'll be taking the other stanzas in which we will know what was the reaction of the villagers and what was the reaction of the father of this narrator. So you go through this poem and go through the lectures. I've given you the summary in my previous lecture. So you go through the summary and then you start reading the poem, so that you may be able to understand this. I'll be posting the notes on WhatsApp group, so you can have easier access to the material on this poem. Thank you.